vice versa. Yeah. No, I just mean what your intent is if that was yeah.
I was wondering.
No, I don't. It's like
Thanks, everyone. We're going to start this off with Chuck from WRBL. You can go ahead, Chuck.
Reverend, when you started this, there weren't a lot of people around. Now look at this. What are your reflections right now, 6 hours before the polls close?
It is an incredible honor for someone like me to be running for the United States Senate. It is a testament to the beauty of this country. You know, I think about growing up. I was down in Savannah this weekend, my hometown, and I always dropped by the neighborhood where I grew up in public housing. And to think that I'm running now for the United States Senate against the wealthiest member of Congress, it speaks to the fact that the American promise is alive, but it's slipping away from too many people. There's too much suffering. There are too many young people who are struggling and have it harder than I did. And so to have this chance to make a difference for them means the world to me.
Andrew from Politico, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Reverend. What did you make of the president's phone call with the Secretary of State the other day in which he pressured him to go find enough votes to overturn the result?
Well, it's beyond the pale, and it should concern all Americans. But whether he knows it or not, in spite of this stunt that we'll see tomorrow, is that we have elections. And the four greatest words in a democracy are the people have spoken. And I think we're going to hear them loud and clear today. And we look forward to that result.
WGN, go ahead.
Reverend, can you talk a little bit about, with November as precedent, what sort of legal preparations you have in place now, should we look at what we've looked at since November?
Listen, I am very focused still on talking to the people of Georgia. We will hear from them today. I have confidence in our system. We have ways of appealing whatever needs to be addressed in our system. Again, that's the great thing about this country. The problem is that we've got politicians now trying to set outside of the bounds of that. But people who are concerned, here's what they need to do. They need to vote. You need to show up. And if you've already voted, you need to tell everybody in your circle that they need to vote, because health care is on the ballot. I'm running against someone who doesn't believe that health care is a human right. She has voted and has tried to get rid of health care. She's been trying to sell a junk plan that'll leave 1.8 million Georgians who have pre-existing conditions without coverage in the middle of a pandemic. And so people need to vote like their lives depend on it. They actually do.
Last question.
Elect Biden needs a Democratic majority in the Senate to repeal President Trump's tax cuts and pay for his agenda. If he can't get Congress to do that, do you support President-elect Biden to use executive authority to still deliver on spending trillions of dollars on his climate plan, billions of dollars in free college for some and other priorities?
Here is what I'm going to support. I'm going to support relief for ordinary people, for struggling people, for folks right now who are literally facing eviction and they have not seen relief for months. Kelly Loeffler had an opportunity to stand up and say clearly that this $2,000 stimulus effort deserved a vote. And instead of focusing on that, instead of focusing on doing her job, she's been busy trying to keep her job, which is why I think she's about to lose her job. And so I'm gonna stay focused on working people, ordinary people. I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for Pell Grants, low interest student loans. I understand the importance of good federal public policy. And after months and months of this pandemic, people losing their jobs due to no fault of their own, the people of Georgia deserve relief. And that's what I intend to fight for.
Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm loving the day because we have won. We have won.
So what about turnout? How do you think turnout's going to do today?
I think it's
Both of them gonna
excellent.
win. All you
It's
need
gonna
is faith as a mustard seed.
Yes.
And that's the same thing I thought when Trump was running against Biden. I told everybody he's gonna win. We're gonna win. Atlanta is showing out. Georgia is showing out. We're no more red. We're blue.
We
I
have won.
just realized who you are.
I think we're in good shape. I think we're going to pull this thing out. There's been a lot of work in. If nothing else, we certainly set the tone to move forward in a positive way. Our job being involved in elections and what have you.
Oh, Lord. My thoughts on the election? Oh, I think that we're doing Loeffler going down. I feel really good. I feel really good about election, especially the numbers. Turnout, I think, was really good. My only worry would be about black voters coming out today. I know a lot of black voters voted early, yes, but today is also the catch. You want to still have that buffer, but you want that extra push.
What your thoughts about black men? You're talking about black male voters, even though they were number 2 behind black men voting for Biden and Harris. What do you hear over the past leading to this runoff? What brothers have been saying in this state?
I think black men are actually motivated a lot more this time around with Reverend Warnock being, one of the candidates. I think that with
with Mr. Ossoff being also working for the Congressional Black Caucus, especially America's Congressman John Lewis, I think that they're a little bit more motivated this time around to come out and vote. And that's why I think you're going to see the numbers. And black men probably come up a little bit in this runoff. Way more than you've seen in the past.
And I think there's a big push towards black men right now.
Yes.
I think there's several independent expenditures and super PACs focused targeting just black men. I think that's gonna be a big push.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Roland.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess I'll ask the Kappa a question.
All
What are
right.
your thoughts about this alpha who's running for Senate?
Hey, Divine Nine. Hey, we definitely need to get out and support them. I'm actually the chief financial officer for ATU, which is a transit union. So this means a lot, not just only to those constituents that may be in the community, but it's a huge factor for labor workers. So, and I think this will be a tremendous victory for everybody across the country. It's a lot riding on it. I do want to give a shout out to my brothers from Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. The best to do it before and the best to do it after. But we definitely need all the brothers to come out today and vote. Tell your community to vote. Tell your family and friends to vote. We need everybody at the polls. Choose wisely. Look at your future. Look at what's going to be the best for those who you hold deep and near to you. And other than that, take care today. Be safe. Participate. Vote.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
All right.
All right, we're going to go over here. Hey, how y'all doing? All right, let's step this way, please.
Again? You want us again?
What you mean again? I'm asking
No, we saw you yesterday.
All right, what are just your thoughts today, election day? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Hearing victory, and with my eyesight, I'm seeing victory. So that's all I'm gonna go with today.
Yeah.
No negative thoughts, all victory.
And my heart says victory.
Yeah, we're doing victory.
Yes.
Period.
Nothing but victory. Absolutely.
So, what have y'all been doing the last several weeks? Have y'all been out there canvassing?
Canvassing,
Absolutely,
calling,
yes.
having meetings, making sure everybody's in place. Making
All
sure
right, as
everybody's
Georgia
in
Federation
place.
of Teachers, we've gone into the areas where the fruit has been left on the table, where votes are hard to get. And we did that when we defeated the Opportunity School District, and we tried our best to do it again today. If there is a rock to be turned over, we have not seen that rock, hadn't come in contact with it, and we're just glad that we've had people canvassing. We still have them canvassing out in the West Georgia area, all down in the Savannah area, on the outskirts of that, all in the South Georgia area. We're calling people all the way until the polls close, and our friends are out there trying to help 501c3s especially understand what the issues are in this election and what's at stake. So we're going to work, and we're going to continue to work. We're going to work after this election also, and that's what we've been doing.
All right, how about y'all? What have y'all been doing specifically?
Phone calls, lit dropping, conversations with people on the street, praying, all of the above.
I just made sure they did all those things.
Yeah. You oversaw
I just
them,
made
man.
sure they did the lip drops, the phone calls. Everybody was in. Everybody was doing what they're supposed to do.
She was the
Yes.
taskmaster.
Uh-huh.
She was, for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Well, when you doing all that in them shoes, because you got enough bling bling with those shoes on. Really? I mean, you want everybody to know you were here, huh?
Absolutely.
Hey, I ain't mad.
Shoe cam.
And the world, we expect to win this thing. We put the work in, and we want to thank everybody in Georgia and outside of Georgia
Yes.
for all of the help and the prayers and the help, labor and everybody, all the churches, everybody, for helping us now elect people of integrity. It's not about red or blue. It's about doing what's true and what's right.
All right. I'm gonna ask this brother here last question. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
All good. Just your thoughts about today, election day.
Oh, it's in the bag. It's a done deal.
You think so?
I know so. Because we've been out here hitting these streets, making phone calls, texting. Now, when you pull out more folks in a runoff than you actually had in the general election, it's a no-brainer.
What kind of, you talk about the work that y'all been doing.
We've been.
What were you hearing? What was the feeling you were getting from people out there after November 3rd?
Encouraging. I know I've done hundreds of phone calls and got people to not only just vote, but take 2 more folks. So we're tripling the vote. We've been texting tens of thousands of folks throughout the state. My organization, the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, have contributed all across the country to our efforts. And I'm confident that we're going to have a balance in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we all want as Americans, fair and balanced government, because that's what works best.
Have you also been, just want to get your thoughts, what have you been hearing from black men? Have they been motivated and really out here also focused on this runoff?
Well, you know what? That's one of our biggest challenges. We're going to come around.
Go ahead. We can walk and talk.
Yeah, they've been our biggest challenge. Lack of history, lack of knowledge. But education always turns the tide. And that's what we've been doing with young black men.
Okay. All right, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.
Good. I watch you all the time. I'm from Chicago.